After making fly rods for 40 years on a small island, surrounded by the frigid waters of Puget Sound, at Sage, we like to think that we've always been salty. Although we're at home in the fog, the rain of the Pacific Northwest, when we set about designing our new Salt R8 line of rods, we knew that we needed to get off our own little island, slather on the sunscreen, and head south to some islands where the vibe is a little different.
It's a place that attracts people from all over to go fishing there. And in particular in the United States, I think it's attracted the best of the best guides. And from there, you look at the tournament scene, and that further focuses and funnels the skill. And that's what I am looking for, is inspiration into how do you make the next great rod that works for these guides and really the owners of the knowledge.
Some people ask me what marks a good tarpon fisherman, what marks a really great person. I always say the short game.
Something that can pick up a good amount of line and put it right back down without a lot of false casts.
At the end of the day, we're in a situation where you can't be thinking about your cast.
And then your guide goes, turn the clock 30 feet, and you gotta turn over and you gotta get it out there quick. I mean, you can't replicate that in an indoor casting pond, and it doesn't matter how pretty your loop is.
To where when somebody spasms and they're trying to push too hard into the wind, instead of doing their normal thing, it's not gonna fall apart. It's not gonna tail up. And they can get away with making those mistakes.
You gotta be really, really good from 40, really good from 50, immaculate from 25, you know what I mean? So a rod that can do all of that is what I need for sure.
Yeah, we could have called up each of those folks on the phone and asked them, hey, what do you want this new fly rod to be like? And that might have fit the bill. But it's not until I'm in that environment with the wind, with the distances that I need to cast, with the boat moving, when the pressure's on. The best way for me to understand that is to be on the water with those people at that time.
Long, yep, strip, bend. Nice, nice.
What to do then when the world's best saltwater proving ground is 2,000 miles away from our factory? Let's just say our rod designers have racked up a few frequent flyer miles.
Like it feels so rigid.
It feels very stiff, like
right in here. It's the same thing. It's slower down here, but it's a freaking whip up here. And it's nothing against you.
Nothing against you.
This one has less power in the second section.
So this is where the lifting's so important.
But this one drives the load like into the third, where there's like really a lot going on.
Oh man.
Small angle of the rod, you have nowhere to go.
It's just unbelievable timing.
In my eyes, the new R8 technology brings a level of strength to the product that we couldn't have achieved otherwise. And then how it needs to feel, that's where stuff gets a little bit tougher, and that's where these rods have been designed a little bit easier to load, and so they're a little bit quicker out of the hand. So having that touch, that can spell out the difference between success and failure on any given day.
At this point, it casts great. If we can pull on something with it, you got a winner for sure.
Doesn't feel like you got that club like that.
Yeah, you don't have to work nearly
as hard. I mean, I think you've hit the nail on the head, man. We've had so much fun with this project. I am floored. I can't believe that we're able to put these tools to the limit that we've been able to.
Yes, baby! Hell yeah!
There might be an easier way to go about designing a new rod for the Salt, but when it's all said and done, nothing beats time on the water and honest feedback from the experts. Of course, this is a pretty good cure for jet lag.
Yeah, I think that the culture of the Keys is such that there are a few different camps that you can park yourself in. There's a lot of people who come down here to party, like there's a lot of those people. And there's a lot of people who come down here to become really remarkable, intelligent guides and fishermen. And there are people who want to have intellectual, thought-provoking conversation about fishing, about the fishery, about conserving the fishery. And it's kind of this obsessive, intoxicating place.
Right. And so you have this, you're right, so in the Florida Keys, you have this community of people who all understand each other. They understand how difficult it is to catch a permit on fly. They understand how difficult it is to catch a big tarpon on fly, get it to the boat and to hand. They understand how difficult it is to catch a bonefish out of Isla Morada. Doesn't happen anymore often. You know, if you can do that today, you're a different level of angler.
Yeah, so I've spent quite a bit of time in Florida now, and like my addiction to Florida starts with a community of folks who are so focused on being on the water. Even beyond that, I mean, the people are dedicated fly anglers. You could spend a lifetime trying to learn from these people, and so you stack it up. You stack up like, well, shit, the weather's pretty nice too.
The end result, after extensive R&D and on-the-water application, is a rod that is designed to excel in those sweaty hands, heart-thumping sort of situations where there is little to no room for error, and the angler has to have complete confidence in his or her rod. While home will always be here, part of our heart belongs here. At Sage, we have salt water running through our veins and sunscreen in our eyes. Salt R8, handcrafted on Bainbridge Key, USA.